Alright, so now that the resin is cured, I can put the gloss on the eyes. The gloss that I'm going to use is by Liquitex, and it's acrylic, because they have oil and other ones I think, but I'm using acrylic because this is the gloss that I use for face-ups, and so I know this won't hurt resin, because anything that's on your eyes is obviously going to be touching the resin of your doll, so you want to make sure that it won't harm the doll, harm the resin. So for Liquitex, it tells you on the back and such information about if it's really glossy or not, so you can kind of check and make sure that it's as glossy as you'll want. So they have like matte all the way to glossy and in between. These are eyes that I made, if you remember, before in the other video. So these are made of clay and resin, so these aren't ones I made today. But I did finish them with this gloss. And so see, it's got like a shiny part on the white. Whereas these, which don't have gloss yet, and just the resin is very nice and shiny, but the white has no shine at all. So I'm going to go ahead and put gloss on these. My tester eye, I put gloss on that already, and see how it's kind of like a cloudy look on it? That's okay. It will turn completely clear. So let me show you guys me doing this one. Right. So that's about how much I put on my brush. It's quite a lot. And I like to put a big drip on there and then spread that drip around. Because you don't want to try to like just paint it on, because then you might have brush streaks in it, and that won't look very nice. So it's not so much painting as it is dabbing it on. And you only really need like one coat or one time of doing this, because you are putting it on so thick. It's pretty much more than one coat. But don't worry, this will dry. Just a note though, it will leave it feeling a bit more tacky than just like the plain resin by itself. But it won't like glue itself to things. Like it might be, when you pick it up, it might feel a little bit like it was a little bit tacky, but it won't like glue itself to things. So I'm just gonna check it. See, I'm missing a spot right there, so I mean, of course, if you're missing these spots, later you can always just go and add more. So yeah, I think the whole eye is covered. So you just generally do that with each eye, and then leave them to dry. I think it takes a few hours just to make sure the whole thing is completely dry. But like I said, after that's done, you'll be left with something like this, which would be nice and shiny. So yep, I will show you guys when it's all done. Hey, so I was thinking that I would also let you guys know that if you wanted to, before you put the gloss on, you could also add some, like say if you wanted to have bloodshot eyes, you could paint on, you know, veins and like a little bit of pinkness or little bit of yellowness around the edges. Or if you wanted to put some sort of word or little symbol or something on the side of the eye, like say if you wanted to put like a star or a little heart on the white part of the eye next to, you know, like on the side, you could do that as well. Just do that before you put the gloss on, and you could use any number of things, I guess. You could use acrylic paint, or maybe even some sort of art pen or marker to put it on there. Just make sure you do it before you put the gloss on, because that way, like if you put it on after you put the gloss on, it might kind of not stick as well to the gloss, whereas with the resin it should stick quite well to the side of the resin. And then also, of course, you want it to be underneath the gloss so that it doesn't come off on the resin. So, yep. Hey guys, so the eyes are probably about halfway dry with the gloss on them. And they're really clear and they're looking really great, so I'm really excited. One thing I wanted to mention was that, say you have the resin cured and you realize that you didn't make the dome quite as high as you would have liked it to be, you can either do one of two things. You can add another drip of resin and then let that cure, or you can take a drip of gloss and drip that on top of the iris, and let that dry, so that you can get that extra bit of dome. So, yep, I just want to mention that before I forgot. Alright, and I will show you guys these as soon as they are completely dry. Okay, so they are all dry, and I tested it out using my tester eye. So I, able to hit on the table, and the gloss is still all glossy and stuff, and there's no indents or anything like that. So they are all done, finally, yay! And I'm really, really happy with how they came out. The gloss did not make it any harder to see what was in the eye at all in any way. Like, it didn't make it not as clear. So they are all done, yay! So again, these are the 10mm that I used the printout from the computer to make the inside of the eye. So that's just a piece of paper in there. And they've got a little bit of a dome on them. And then this is the 12mm. So I had that little piece of gloss back there. I've chopped that off, but yeah, so this is the 12mm, and that's the dome on that one. And I really love that you can still see, like, the crystals and the black part when you're holding it sideways, because, like, in the actual eye, the crystals and stuff aren't sticking up out of the eye, they're actually down in the eye. But just because of the way that the resin holds it, you can see the crystals and stuff even from the side. So yeah, very happy with that one. And then last are my favorites, which are the 14mm, and oh, by the way, this was the 12mm. I used the acrylic paint and crystals in, and also Pearl-X in the 12mm. Alright, and then so for the 14mm, which are these, I used nail polish for the background, and then I used little like nail art flower for that little colorful thing, and then the black and the white thing are both crystals. So that's what this one looks like. And I'm really happy with how this one came out. I really, really like it. And the same with this one. When you hold it from the side, you can still see the stuff that's in it, which is really awesome, even though everything is down in the eye. So yeah, very happy with all of them. Now I'm going to go and put them in some dolly heads so that you guys can see what they look like when they're inside a doll. So first off, let's start with the 10mm. I think I made it a little bit too small for her, but it's okay. That is what they look like in her. Alright, and then the 12mm I put into this girl. And they are fairly dark, so alright, and then the 14mm. There's not a lot of light in here, so I'm going to try going outside and showing you guys too. Okay, here again is the 10mm. And here's the 12mm. And lastly, here is the 14mm. So I hope you guys like these videos, and I hope they help you guys. If you have any questions or any suggestions for anyone else, feel free to leave them in the comments, and I'll see you guys later.